How's it going, guys? Chips here with you again, back with another Ark Let's Build video, and in today's video we're going to be building this T-Rex pen that you see in front of you now. So in this video I'm going to be showing you step by step with some real easy to follow along instructions how you can get this build in your Ark. And guys, for all of the building materials you're going to need for the GPS location where I built this and also the paint scheme I applied, check that out in the description below. So before we get started, I just want to tell you guys thank you so much for being here today, checking out the video, and let's go ahead and let's get to building. Alright, real quick though, before we get into the building, I wanted to show you guys the foundation because it is a pretty big foundation and we're going to be building it piece by piece. So the large middle section that you see is 4 by 20, and then on the front here we have a 4 by 1 and then a 2 by 1 in the front of that, and then on the back we have a 4 by 3. So that is the space you're going to need for this build. Alright, so now we're actually going to get to building. So the first thing we need to do is lay down a 4 by 4 stone foundation, so 4 rows of 4 foundations. And this is going to be kind of our leftmost pen. We're going to go through and build one pen at a time. So go ahead and lay down this foundation and then switch those all to block. Alright, so with those placed, we're going to start building up the walls on this pen. So first right here on the front, we're going to come in here on the front line and we're going to place a row of 1 high flipped wooden walls along the bottom. And then on top of those, we're going to add 2 wooden railings on top of each wall. With those placed, we're going to come over here to the left side, and this is going to be the outside of our pen. So we're going to be building this up with sloped wooden walls on top. So first here on the corner, build 6 high flipped wooden walls, and then place the appropriate sloped wooden wall on top. In the middle 2 spots, we'll place 7 high with the appropriate sloped wooden walls on top to create a point at the top of our build. And then on the last foundation on the back, we will again do 6 high wooden walls with a sloped wooden wall on top. On the back side, we're not going to be placing any walls back here because we need the space open for our T-Rexes to get in. So over here on the right side, we're just going to build all 4 of these foundations with 6 high wooden walls, no sloped walls on top. Next, we're going to come in here to the top of our 6 high walls over here, and we're going to fill this space in with wooden ceilings. Now, when you get to the edge here, you'll have an option to either overlap it or place it on the outside. We want to overlap it so that it's not sticking out on the outside of the build. So go ahead and fill this entire area in with wooden ceilings. Now with those in place, we're going to come here to the back side and we're going to drop 1 flipped wooden wall down from each ceiling here on the back, and we'll do that on the front as well. Next, we're going to go ahead and add some pillars to this. So we're going to start over on the left side on what is going to be the outside of our build. So first things first, what we need to do is right here on this corner foundation, we need to add a wooden fence foundation on top of that. And then on the corner, we're going to build up 6 high wooden pillars. In this next spot right here on the other side of the foundation, we're going to go ahead and build up 7 high wooden pillars. We'll go ahead now and add another fence foundation right here and add 8 more pillars snapped into the middle of this wall. And then we'll go ahead and add another foundation on this corner, and we'll place 7 on this one right here and 6 on the corner. Alright, so now over here on the back side, the first thing we're going to do is come in here to this first foundation, and we're going to actually snap a pillar to that foundation. So it should be kind of in the middle of the foundation, and we're going to build that up 5 high, right up into the bottom of this wall, like so. Then we're going to come in here to the corner, and we're going to snap a pillar 1 pillar out from that corner pillar, like so, and we're going to build that up 5 high as well. Now we can head over here to the other side and we'll do the same thing. We'll place a pillar right here in the middle of the foundation and build it 5 high up to the bottom of the wall. We'll go ahead and snap a fence foundation right here on this foundation and build the corner up 6 high, and then also again snap another pillar out in front of it and build that up 5 high. Alright, so that'll do it for the back. We're going to leave this side alone because that'll be inside of our actual build. So now heading back to the front, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to again snap a pillar on the middle of that foundation and build it 5 high up to the bottom of the walls. Again, in front of our corner pillar, we will add 5 high wooden pillars here. Then we're going to go into these middle 2 foundations and snap 1 high pillar right here in the middle of that foundation, and then add 1 high pillar outside in front of it. Do that again on this foundation here. Then we'll go ahead and again build 5 high on this foundation right here up to the bottom of our wooden walls. Then again we will snap a fence foundation here on the corner, then add 6 high pillars to that fence foundation, and again place 5 high pillars, 1 pillar out in front of it. Alright, so now we're going to add some catwalks on these pillars to give us a little more detail here on our build. So first thing here on the front, what we're going to do is head into one of these corners, and we're going to place a catwalk on this inside pillar on the corner. So we're going to start with the one on top of the 1 high wall right here, and we'll just add 5 going up this pillar until we reach the top of our 5 high pillar right there. We'll do this again on the other corner over here. And then once we have those placed on both of our side corner pillars, what we're going to do is we're going to snap 4 more going across the front here, connecting those 2 pillars. And we'll also place 3 just connecting them to the wall like so. And that'll give us this look on the top. Now we're going to come down here to the bottom, and we're going to again snap 4 going across the bottom here, kind of laying over top of these pillars that are 1 out from our wall. And then once we have those placed, we're going to go in here again, and instead of placing them pointing into the wall, we're going to rotate them so that they lay on top of the wall like so. So place 3 more like that. Then we're going to head to the back side of our build, and we're basically going to do the same thing. We're going to build up the 5 on the side pillars. We're going to connect the top going across the top and also going into the build, but we are not going to do anything on the bottom. Alright guys, so we have our first pen built. Now we're going to go ahead and build another one right next to it. So this is basically going to be the exact same thing. The only differences are we are not going to have those sloped walls on the side because this is in the middle of our build. And we won't have to place as many pillars because we already have those corner ones built right there. So guys, I'm going to go ahead and speed this up a little bit just for time's sake. I won't go too fast so you can kind of follow along. But if you need to see step by step how to do this, just go ahead, rewind the video back to when we started the first pen here, and just basically do the exact same thing minus the parts that I just said to leave out. Alright, so now that we have that second pen created, we're going to go ahead and create the middle section, which is just going to kind of break up the pens. So first, go ahead in here and again lay down another 4x4 stone foundation. And then go ahead and switch all of those to block once you have them laid. Alright, so there's going to be our foundation for this. So next we're going to go in here to the front and we're going to lay down 2 flipped wooden walls, and then we will place a flipped wooden door frame and wooden door inside of that. Then we're going to add another wooden wall here on the last foundation flipped around, and we're going to build this entire thing 6 high using wooden walls. Over here on the side, we are again just going to build 6 high wooden walls on all of these foundations. Then on the back side, we're going to start off by placing 6 high wooden walls right here on this first foundation. We will then add another wooden door frame flipped around right here and a wooden door inside of it, and then just fill in the remainder of these spots with 6 high wooden walls. Alright, so now that we have that built up, we're going to go ahead and add our pillars. So first, here on the front corner, we'll place a fence foundation on top of that stone foundation. And then we'll go ahead and again just snap 6 high wooden pillars up this corner. And then we'll also do 5 high wooden pillars right here in front of that pillar. Then once you have those placed, go ahead to the pillar that's on the corner and snap your wooden catwalks again, so 5 of those. And then we'll also come here to the front and we'll do 4 more to take this across to our other section of our build where our pens are. And then we will again place the 3 churned inward towards our build. Now you can go around to the back side of the build and just do the same exact thing on the back side. Now with the pillars and the catwalks placed, we're just going to go ahead and fill in the top here with wooden ceilings. Make sure you're placing them in the same direction as the ones we've already placed, and just fill in this entire cube. Alright, so now that we have that middle section built, the next thing we are going to do is build 2 more pens over on the right side, and these are going to be the exact same thing that we have on the left side. So basically, we're just going to duplicate what we have on the left and put it over on the right, but it's obviously going to be flipped around a little bit. So guys, I'm going to do this as a kind of a speed build. I'm still going to show you it just a little bit quicker so you can kind of follow along. But if you need a step-by-step walkthrough again, or you forget any of the steps that we've already done, just go back and watch how we built this in the earlier steps earlier in the video and duplicate it over there on the right side. So let's go ahead and let's build this up real quick. Alright, so we have one more added. We're going to go ahead and add the last one here on the end of the right side. Remember, this one is going to have the sloped walls on top, so go ahead and do that one also. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and build up the roof on top of our main big portion here. First thing we're going to do is head in here to this side, and right on the middle pillar, we're going to go ahead and place 2 high wooden walls right here on top of those ceilings. And those are going to allow us to snap a wooden catwalk on top of those walls, and that'll kind of give us a line at the top of our roofs. So before we do that, we're going to place the roofs first. So just go ahead and get out wooden sloped roofs and place them all the way across on all 4 parts of our roof here. Now with our roof completely finished, we're going to head back over to the left side where we placed down those wooden walls, and we're going to snap a wooden catwalk on top of those, and then just snap them to each other all the way down the build until we reach the other end. Alright, so now we're going to build up the little entryway here at the front of our build. So the first thing we're going to do is go in here and place 4 stone foundations across the front. And then we will place 2 stone foundations in front of the middle of those foundations, like so. Then over on the left side, we're going to go to this second foundation in, and we're going to place a wooden double door frame flipped around like so. And then we will snap 2 wooden walls on top of that. On the next foundation, we'll place 3 high wooden walls flipped around. Then on the front, we'll place 3 high wooden walls on both of these foundations and the appropriate sloped wooden wall on top of those. On the side here, we'll again place 3 high wooden walls right here. And then in the next spot, we will again place a wooden double door frame and 2 wooden walls on top of that. Once you have that placed, you can go ahead in here and on the second high wall, so above the second, below the third, we're going to place a wooden ceiling snap to it, and then add another one out here. And then here on the front, we'll place the appropriate sloped wooden wall flipped around. And then below that, we're going to snap a wooden double door frame flipped around and continue taking these down all the way into the ground. Over on the side, we're going to do the same thing, except for first, we need to place a wooden double door frame on top. And the reason for that is to make the wooden double door frame we're going to place below it hug tight up to the ceiling. If you don't place one on the top, it won't be tight to the ceiling on the bottom. You can go ahead and pick up the one on top and then do this again in the next spot as well. This one, we're just going to take it down to the foundation. Then go ahead and pick up this top one, go to the other side and do the same thing. We'll place those ceilings, place the sloped wooden wall, and then the double door frames down to the ground. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead in here and we're actually going to place wooden ceilings on top here as well and flip them around so that the little bit of a ledge that's hanging over is hanging over on the sides, not the front. So fill in this area with wooden ceilings. And then once we have those placed, what we're going to do is we're going to place a wooden wall here at the back right there. And then you can go ahead and fill in this entire roof with sloped wooden roofs. And then once you have those placed, we're going to go up top here where we placed that wooden wall. And we're just going to add 3 more wooden catwalks coming out across the front here to kind of get that same look as we have on the top of our build. Final few steps for this front portion. First, we're going to come in here to this foundation right here. And we're going to place a wooden fence foundation on top of each of these stone foundations. Then on the corners, we are going to snap 3 high wooden pillars to those fence foundations. And then right here down the center, we will snap 4 high to that fence foundation there. And then once we have those pillars placed, we'll come over to the side and we'll place a stone stair in front of that stone foundation right there. And we'll snap a wooden railing onto the stair as well as the foundation. and then we'll just repeat this over here on this side as well. Alright, so now we're going to build up the patio we have on the back. So first we're going to come in here and place a row of 4 stone foundations in front of this door and this area right here. Then we'll add 2 more rows of 4 onto that to get 3 total rows of 4. Once you have that, we're going to go over here to the side and we're going to place a wooden fence foundation here on this side of the corner foundation. We'll snap 3 high wooden pillars on each side of that fence foundation. Then go ahead and do that on the other side as well. So place your fence foundation down and then snap 3 high wood pillars on each side of it. Then we're going to come around here to the front and we're going to go in and place a fence foundation on the middle 2 foundations. So one there and one there. And then on the sides of those fence foundations, we will snap 4 high wood pillars. So 4 there and 4 over here. And then right down the middle of those 2 fence foundations, we are going to snap 5 high wooden pillars. Next, we're going to go back in here and we're going to be placing our wooden ceilings down. So we're going to place these 3 high. So right here, kind of on the height of the pillar, but start over here in this corner and just fill in the area above our stone foundations. With those placed, we can come back around to the front, and starting on the left side, we'll place the appropriate sloped wooden wall flipped around. Then we'll place a flipped wooden wall and sloped wooden wall on top. Do this again right here in this spot, and then again another sloped wooden wall here on the last spot. And then with those placed, we can go ahead and just fill in this roof with sloped wooden roofs all the way across on all 4 spots. Now we're going to go up top and we're going to place catwalks on top like we've been doing. Now we already have a catwalk from where we placed them earlier, so we can just use that one and add 3 more to it to get that same look as we have on our other roofs. And then one last thing we have to do for this part is we need to come in here and add a stone stair in front of each of these foundations. We're not going to place any railings on the stairs themselves. We will, however, place 3 railings going across the side of our foundations over here, and do that on the other side as well. And then we're going to make one small change, guys. I do apologize. I didn't think about this ahead of time, but then as I was doing the build, I thought it would be a good idea. So what we're going to do is we're going to come inside, and right here on this wall that connects our pens, we're going to go ahead and on the second wall in, we're just going to replace that bottommost wooden wall with a wooden door frame. So go ahead and replace this one right here, and then we're not going to place a door. We're just going to leave that open. It's just going to be to get us from pen to pen. We'll do that on all the connecting walls. So just go through and on all of the connecting walls, replace this wall with a wooden door frame so that we can make it all the way through from pen to pen without having to go all the way around. And then one last thing we're going to do here on the front is we're going to go out in front of our pen here, and we're going to place a feeding trough down on top of this catwalk between the 2 pillars. So kind of like perfectly between those 2 pillars on the catwalk. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect, but just get it placed right here, and that'll give our T-Rex a nice little spot where they can eat right out of their pen. So we're going to go ahead and place one of these in front of each pen. Alright guys, that is going to do it for the building portion of this video. Now for the paint scheme, I'm going to leave it in the description below. So go ahead, check out the description below for the paint scheme. I'm going to go ahead and apply the paint scheme. I'm going to add some decorations. I'm going to bring some Rexes in so you can see what this thing looks like with the T-Rex in the pen. And we'll be right back. So hang out for 1 second and I'll show you what I come up with. Alright guys, so as you can see, I have applied the paint scheme, and like I said, that paint scheme is in the description below if you want to copy what I've done. But I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to show you guys some decorating that I've done. But before we do that, first you can see we have our T-Rex in the pens now. So you can actually fit 2 in each pen, so you can put like a mating pair in each pen, and it fits 8 total. And if you wanted to, you could build it out longer, you just keep adding more sections. Right here on the front of the build, you can see I've added a T-Rex trophy. You know, this is a T-Rex build, there's a T-Rex pen, so we got to have the T-Rex trophy at the front. Right here in the entryway, we've just got some clutter and storage right here just to kind of make it more homely. As we come inside, I've got some preserving bins in here that we can use to keep all the food we're going to put in those troughs. We've got a little more clutter, and I've also put a taxidermy of a T-Rex kind of fenced off over here to look almost like a statue inside of a museum, because again, this is a T-Rex pen, T-Rex build, so we want to have some T-Rex decorations around it. So we've got that in here. If we go out the back side here onto this patio, I've added a little more clutter out here. I've also added some benches out here for us to hang out and sit around. And if we back it out, we have another T-Rex trophy out here on the backside. So alright guys, that is going to do it for this video. As you can see, it's raining now, ruining our outro. But that is going to do it for the build, guys. I hope you enjoyed this build. I hope you enjoyed this video. And I hope it was easy for you to follow along and get this T-Rex pen built on your Ark. Guys, if you did enjoy the video and you did enjoy the build and you haven't already, do me a favor and hit that like button. Those help my videos get out there, help my channel grow. Leave me some feedback in the comments below on what you think about the build, and also what are some future builds that you might want to see. And of course, if you're new to the channel and you like what you saw here today, go check out some other videos, and if you like what you see there, consider subscribing to the channel for future Ark Let's Build videos. But anyways guys, I just once again want to tell you thank you so much for being here today, checking out the video, and have a great day.